The roar of applause echoed through the cavernous auditorium like thunder, but it couldn't drown out the silence in my row of reserved seats, empty, stark as a fresh grave. I stood on the stage, diploma clutched in trembling hands, the tassel swinging like a noose, scanning the sea of faces for my family. Mom, Dad, my brother Jake, none of them. The spotlights burned my eyes. The polyester gown clung to my sweat-slicked skin, and the metallic tang of disappointment filled my mouth. Humiliation crashed over me, a tidal wave that left me gasping, cheeks flaming under the makeup I'd applied so carefully that morning. They'd promised, sworn up and down during our last tense dinner that this time they'd show. But here I was, Lily Harper, summa cum laude in computer science, utterly alone. Fury ignited in my chest, hot and unyielding, but I forced a smile for the dean, stepping off the platform into the shadows. Heartbreak whispered that maybe there was an accident, a mix-up. But deep down, resentment knew the truth. I was always the afterthought, the invisible daughter. That night, staring at my reflection in the dingy dorm mirror, cold resolve took shape. 3 deals, 3 betrayals repaid. They'd never forget. The drive home the next day was a gauntlet of rain-lashed highways, wipers screeching like accusations. My old Honda rattled over potholes, the radio static mirroring my fractured thoughts. Denial clung first. Perhaps they'd called, left a message. But my phone was silent, no missed voicemails, just a generic "congrats" text from Jake hours too late. Inner conflict raged. Part of me wanted to forgive, to chalk it up to their chaos. Dad's endless work trips, Mom's social whirl, Jake's self-absorption. But humiliation replayed the empty seats in loops, each viewing sharpening the blade. Fantasies emerged, screaming at them, cutting them out. Doubt whispered, was I overreacting? Graduations were just ceremonies, right? No, they were milestones, proof of my grind through scholarships and night shifts while they lived their lives uninterrupted. Pulling into the driveway of our suburban colonial, the manicured lawn mocked my disarray. The house smelled of pot roast and neglect, the same as always. Mom greeted me at the door, pearls gleaming under the foyer chandelier, her hug perfunctory. Lily, you're home early. Traffic okay? Where were you? My voice cracked, suppressed rage bubbling. The words hung in the air, thick as the steam from the kitchen. Dad emerged from his study, newspaper folded under his arm, glasses perched on his nose. What do you mean? Graduation. Yesterday. Heartbreak laced my tone, but I held their gazes, searching for remorse. Mom's hand fluttered to her chest. Oh, honey, was that yesterday? I thought it was next weekend. Jake had that game. Game. Jake sauntered in, basketball under his arm, smirking. Yeah, playoffs. Couldn't miss it. Obsession rooted then, watching their casual dismissals. They had motivations. Dad's career obsession, Mom's favoritism toward Jake, the golden child athlete, and Jake's entitlement. But moral complexity hit. They weren't villains, just flawed, prioritizing their worlds over mine. Still, resentment festered. You all promised. Dialogue revealed secrets. Dad sighed. Work emergency came up. You understand. Manipulation in his tone. Always the provider excuse. Mom added, we'll celebrate now. Dinner. I nodded, but inside planning began. Quiet, strategic. First deal. With a shady contact from my coding forums, anonymous hacks. Nothing illegal yet, just probes. Fear mingled. What if I got caught? Guilt too, family blood. But cold resolve. They needed to feel the sting. Days blurred in the house's stifling routine. I feigned job hunting in my old room, posters peeling like old skin, while subtly gathering intel. Hacked Mom's email, easy password, and found confirmations. They'd booked a spa day instead, photos of mimosas timestamped during my ceremony. Humiliation doubled. Inner thoughts brutal. I was the backup kid, the one who didn't need coddling because I handled things. Tension built slowly. At dinner, forks scraping plates, I dropped hints. Heard about that data breach at Dad's firm. Scary. Dad paused, knife hovering. What breach? Just rumors. My smile was serene but suspense crackled. He'd find out soon. Jake cornered me later in the hallway. Walls lined with his trophies, mine absent. You seem off. Jealous much? Jealous. Suppressed rage flared. Of what? Missing my own milestone. He shrugged. Life happens. His nonchalance fueled obsession. Moral conflict. He was my brother, once my playmate. But betrayal layered. He'd borrowed my savings for emergencies. Never repaid. The first deal crystallized that night. Laptop glow illuminating my face in the dark. I contacted Ghost, a dark web fixer. Morally gray, yes, but justified. Ruin their comforts, I instructed, transferring crypto. Subtle. Drain Dad's bonus account slowly, frame it as fraud. Doubt assailed as I hit send. Was this me? The straight-A girl turned avenger. But heartbreak justified. Foreshadowing the others. Mom's social circle, Jake's dreams. A week later, the first sign. Dad stormed in from work, tie askew, face ashen. Accounts frozen. Identity theft. Mom gasped, hand on his arm. How much? Enough. His eyes darted, suspicion absent yet. Tension rose. I offered sympathy, masking glee. Inner conflict. Guilt at his stress, but resentment whispered. He missed yours. Planning the second. Mom's betrayal deepest. Favoritism born from her own unfulfilled dreams, projected on Jake. I'd expose her affair. Whispers I'd overheard years ago. Fear gripped. Destroy the family. But resolve hardened. Dialogue heightened suspense over breakfast. Toast crunching dryly. Mom, remember Aunt Clara's party? You missed it too. You flushed. Busy. Secrets lurked in her evasion. I smiled inwardly. The deals were set. The second deal unfolded like a shadow lengthening at dusk. I'd hired a PI, clean professional, to dig into Mom's book club excursions. Photos arrived via encrypted email. Her with Mr. Ellis, the neighbor, lips locked in a parked car. The images burned my screen. The leather seats creased under their weight. Streetlights casting guilty halos. Obsession peaked. I printed them, hands shaking, the paper slick and accusatory. Moral grayness enveloped me. Was exposing her worse than her neglect. But humiliation from the empty seats echoed. She'd chosen spa days over me, affairs over family. Cold resolve. Send them anonymously to Dad, let the fallout rain. Suspense built in quiet moments. I watched Mom garden, gloves soil-stained, humming obliviously. Inner thoughts churned. Fantasies of her tears, doubt of irreparable damage. Fear too. What if she left, blamed me unknowingly? The envelope arrived at Dad's office midweek. He came home early, face thunderous, slamming the door so hard the windows rattled. The living room, with its plush carpets and family portraits, became a battlefield. Explain this. He thrust the photos at her, veins bulging. Mom crumpled onto the couch, cushions sighing under her. It's not what? Bullshit. His voice cracked, revealing his own layers. Love mixed with resentment toward her distractions. Dialogue raw. After everything, the kids. Jake hovered in the doorway, eyes wide. Mom! She sobbed. It was a mistake. Stress from everything. Manipulation attempted. For us to keep sane. I stayed silent in the shadows, guilt stabbing like shards. Had I gone too far? But resentment held. They'd all betrayed me in big and small ways. The house fractured that night, shouts echoing off walls, doors slamming like judgments. I lay in bed, covers twisted, obsession morphing to regret. Moral conflict raged. Justice or vengeance? Subtle hints of my hand absent. They blamed Ellis. Jake confronted me the next morning. Kitchen counter sticky with spilled coffee. This is messed up. You happy? Happy. Heartbreak resurfaced. Like you were at my graduation. He flinched. That was one day. One day. Suppressed rage boiled. It was my day. His motivations surfaced. Envy of my independence, fear of being overshadowed. Layered, not cartoonish. The third deal targeted him. I discovered his college application fraud. Plagiarized essays, bought scores. Via my coding skills, breaching records. The deal. Tip the admissions board anonymously. Watch his scholarship evaporate. Pacing intensified. I delayed, inner turmoil peaking. Quiet calculation in the park. Leaves crunching underfoot. Autumn chill biting. Fantasies. Him begging for help. Doubt. Ruin his future. Guilt. He was young, misguided. But betrayals sting one. I sent the email from a burner, heart pounding. Tension crested days later. Jake's letter arrived. Crisp envelope torn open at the table. Revoked, he whispered, face paling. They know. Mom hugged him, her own world shattered. Dad paced. How? Anonymous tip. Jake's eyes met mine, suspicion dawning. Suspense electric. Would he accuse? Dialogue built. Lily, you wouldn't. Me. I feigned shock, but cold resolve cracked under his gaze. The family unraveled. Arguments flared, secrets spilling. Dad's own indiscretions, Mom's resentments, Jake's lies. I watched from the sidelines. Obsession fading to hollow victory. Then the twist. A family meeting, living room heavy with unspoken accusations. Dad revealed. I checked the accounts. The hack traced to a forum you use, Lily. Shock jolted me. What? Mom's eyes hardened. The photos, sent from a IP near here. Jake added. The tip. Your laptop history. Poetic justice reversed. They'd pieced it, my deals unraveling me. Heartbreak anew. I'd become the betrayer. Unexpected consequences. Instead of expulsion, they forgave, sort of. Therapy mandated, bonds mended through shared pain. But psychological impact lingered. I moved out, haunted by guilt. Years later, at Jake's graduation, crowded with us all, I realized. Revenge hadn't healed, it exposed our fractures. They never forgot the deals, but neither did I. The real payback. Living free, unburdened.